Welcome back to Stationeers, and unfortunately it's just about to go dark, but I've got a light, so that's not too bad. I'll just put down a road flare just to make sure. I basically don't want to, well, I don't want to split those, that's fine. Let's just get rid of those for a second, and we'll just drop this just to make sure I know where I'm going. There we go. We're just going to grab our hydroponics, because that's what we're going to just get inside. Whether or not we actually grow anything today doesn't really much matter. We're more... come on. Yeah. Gotta get this through the door. Go backwards. Go backwards. That's fine. Come on. Why won't this fit through a door? If I have to deconstruct the doors to get in that thing inside, that's just annoying. Yes. Let's take the doors out. There we go. Will you go inside now? You will go inside now. Good. And we've got to also watch out because we need to basically connect up a few things. We don't need anything on that side. We only need something on this side, and that's the canister of water. So I'm going to just do that. Is there no... I would have thought there would have been some kind of power, but maybe not. Maybe it's just full plant pots, really. And let's just put that these doors back. Let's just see... What were people saying? Yeah, people were saying that auto rotate was C, but for me it's V. So just in case you're following along, it seems to be that. And let's get these doors back open again because the current sort of climate is not great. Yeah. Okay, so that's that organized. We've got no battery in there right now, but that's not much of a problem. Our solid generator is going to go to work, and later on we're going. Well, there's my flares. We're going to probably put a solar panel on one of these blocks. I did get a comment saying yes, you should have this the other way really, so that you know, these side walls are going to be glass and facing across like this kind of direction. But yeah, I'm not too concerned about it, to be honest. We'll get started, and you know, we'll be rebuilding our hut after no time at all. And what do I have in terms of you? Well, that's not fully charged. Obviously, it's not going to charge now. It's nighttime. Let's see. We've got an active vent, so we've got everything we need for a single airlock. It looks like data disk, pipes, active vent, consoles, and sensors. Yeah. Let's just take a look. Anything? What have we got in the consumables? Advanced airlock, kind of useful for sort of this when you're trying not to mix atmospheres, but other than that, I'm not too concerned about you, and definitely not concerned about you, apart from taking the battery. Once it comes light again, I'm going to go and grab some volatiles, and we'll see if we can get some of that in a breathable atmosphere in there, something like that, possibly. And we'll see how well that actually goes as far as breathing is concerned. We actually will need something to be relatively warm, however. It's minus 56 degrees out here, and not much I can do about it just yet, so I've got to wait for dawn. And I'll just move some other bits and pieces around. Probably we'll get a start by going looking to see if we've got a solar panel. Otherwise, we're going to just go and grab... do we have a solar panel? We do have a solar panel. I'm going to go and put that on... I was going to say on top, but it's going to be hard to actually get to. I would need to probably have a different number of... Well, can we actually build anything different with the frames other than just frames? Iron frames... No, I would like some kind of ramp, but I'm not sure if we have them yet. Is there any variant on walls? So window iron, iron wall. Nope, just those two. Fine. I need a ladder or a ramp if I want to put the solar panel on the roof. So for now then, I'm going to avoid the roof, and we're just going to go and place it, I guess, here. Because, let's get these out of the way. That'll let me just route a cable and route it on the inside of this. So it'll be controlled by this tiny little APC before it gets out to our battery charger, and everything will be good. So I just need to put some iron sheets in place and get some of those going, and then let's just put one build state up on these so I can stand on it. There we go. And turn that back off, put that away. And where is my solar panel? There it is. So, terrible solar panel, but it will do to get started. We're going to want the variant with... it doesn't really matter for this particular solar panel. Let's just go for the single variant. You'll see there's two ports, left and right. The left one is the power port, the right-hand side is the data one, but we're not going to have data anytime soon, so we'll just go for a single port, and I will just use V to rotate it. Okay, and then we just need probably glass, I would imagine. It's been a while, but that's fine. And then we will just need our cable, about 37 cable. And why did I pick up the welding torch? Why did I put that there? Yeah. Okay, so I should be able to splice things in. Apparently, if I grab my pliers or cutters at the same time as I'm laying cable. So I'm just going to run as quick a cable as I can. So there we go. And I'm going to just splice it in right here. So let's just auto-rotate you. Go straight, and then this should let me splice into a junction. There he is. Yeah, that's remarkably quick and easy. No more needing to take up the existing cable. Unfortunately, apparently, however, the things like airlocks and other things that sort of reactivate and deactivate when you connect things up like that still do that. That's a bit of a shame, but it will be okay otherwise. Then we're just going to want the usual approach here and grab a sort of... we're going to rotate the left and right, I think. Yeah, I want to tilt this somewhat. And we'll face dawn this way. Yeah, let's rotate that. That's says 90 degrees and tilt upwards in this case. 100%. And that should start generating as soon as dawn comes across the horizon. So that's that get started. It's not terribly great to get started because you have to keep... You either have to do the sort of cheap approach of going with it, add it with a spanner or a wrench, whatever you want to call it, and keep tilting it, or you build three and maybe you have one pointing up, one pointing towards dawn, one pointing towards dusk, or sort of 30 degrees, 90 degrees and 30 degrees the other side as well, whatever you like really, but that only still produces an average of one solar panel, but it means you don't need to do control of it, so that is useful to get started. The other thing I'm going to want to do is I want to probably now just move one of these in here, and that will do. I'm going to then want to move this other thing from over here, from this portable solar panel. And I'll move this portable solar panel itself in a second, but I just want to make sure this is charging. There we go. And that should already be charging from that small cell. Yeah, so it should drain pretty much most of that, I would have thought. And let's just go and grab that other portable solar panel. We can always use this for emergencies. Just drop it on the floor somewhere. Apparently they're not terribly good, but it's better than nothing, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna need some sort of cabinet in here soon anyway. Right, so what I'm gonna do for now? Now I just need to probably wait for dawn, which isn't gonna be too far away. What's the temperature like? -26. You can always tell by temperature what kind of time it is, especially on Mars when you have this quite wide swing of temperature. Plastic sheets I don't need, but I am gonna need the arc furnace, and I am gonna need an auto lathe. So let's just pick up both of those, put those in our backpack. And I'm going to want the frames again. I'm just going to outside. Oh, that's the place where I wanted to put this now. I always need to rearrange. So let's just put 2 frames down, or 3 even. Yep, let's put those down, drop them off, and then we're going to want to just splice this power cable around here. So I just need my walls again, and then let's just get my welder. There we go. And again, being a little bit frugal with this, but frugal is good. Is that not? Well, that's an iron frame. Where's my walls? Sheets even. There we go. Yeah, just being a little bit frugal because we need to get our arc furnace and our first sort of manufacturing machine up and running before we get any further. And that's going to be straightforward. But I don't want to run out of equipment and have to, deconstruct stuff. So let's just grab both of you back again. There we go. And that's the auto lathe. I want to say, well, do I want to put the arc furnace or the auto lathe first? I sort of want to dump out of the auto furnace, but not necessarily straight into the auto lathe, at least not immediately, because I may want some kind of control over it. So I'm going to put it this way. Yeah, and we'll be able to just dump stuff in that way. And if you put it right next to here, it will automatically take whatever's next. So I'm just going to build that a little bit further away. There we go. And we'll probably have our electronic sort of machine next. We need a welding torch and 2 iron sheets. When I last played, we didn't have to do this. Let's just turn off my light. You didn't have to do multiple build state, but that is now the case. That's the other reason why you don't want to run out. And now I need 4 cable coils. You do not need any build states. Okay, I like that. Cable coil. Well, we've got plenty of cable coil. And plastic sheets and the welding torch. Again, I did say this last time that you shouldn't really be welding plastic, and then I've got a lot of commenters saying, hey, you can weld plastic. Yes, yes, you can, but I wouldn't do it necessarily with an oxyacetylene torch. There are certainly ways to weld plastic, but, you know, I thought it's largely chemical. Maybe someone can tell me exactly how you weld plastics together, but there we go. And wow, how many build state does this thing have? Screwdriver. There we go. Okay, so that's all done and now needs power. So that is going to be relatively straightforward, and we can just get rid of you. I need my cutters in my inventory, otherwise this won't work. See, it went yellow instead of red. There we go. Ah, oh, that's so nice. Like, who thought of that idea? And if so, oh, when you did, very good. Very, very good indeed. So let's just run this this way. I'm just going to branch it just in case I want to branch further. That's the only reason why. And there we go. Will that go past? It's normal that this won't go past whenever I do this kind of thing. Nope. You know, sometimes I shouldn't second guess myself. I should just remember to do it right the first time. Yeah, that'd be so nice. Okay, there we go. And again, we don't need the data port on, excuse me, on our auto lathe. So I'm just going to connect straight into here. I am going to put a junction in place though, because I'm going to want to probably put an electronic unit past it. There we go. And we've got 7 cable left. And are you connected? You should be connected. You're on. Oh, is this taking all the power? You're on. Is that the data? That's the data port. You know, sometimes it's hard being me. Other times it's incredibly easy. Let's just save that cable. I am short on cable. You can make cable in here, but it's nowhere near as fast as doing it in the proper machine. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so is there any change to the menu system? Let's have a look. Let's just have a look. Find recipe with a search filter. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, that may have come in just before I left, but in fact it did. I remember it, but it's so nice. We can make cable coil in here. We can make other bits and pieces, in particular the electronics printer. That'll tell us what we actually need. We need iron, gold, and copper for this. So we're going to turn it off because it consumes power even when there's nothing going on. And that is now charging. So let's just rejig this to be generating more power. I'm just watching the efficiency right now. There it is. It's going to pass right overhead. And then we'll use that opportunity to just swap belts and get some mining, well, some swapping going on with the mining belt. Did I just swap that twice? No, I didn't. Good. And there's plenty of ore, in this case iron ore. So we'll activate that. It's going to emit basically all kinds of stuff, hot gas. Yes, and it may well be stuff that we can breathe. I can't remember exactly what's emitted by iron, but we're not going to worry about capturing this yet. The only thing we're worrying about is getting a full load of iron out of the other side. It'll tick down from this until it does the whole stack, and then that will off and go. But however, before I do that, I'm going to head up this hill, and we're going to just go and grab a stack or two of bits and pieces. So I'm just going to grab one of you. One oxide. And yes, I am using a mod, just in case you didn't watch the last episode. I'm using a mod that gets me 50 times ores. So instead of 1, I get 50. Just because I'm recording daily, that's the only reason. Otherwise, I would happily do this by other methods. Be also careful about whether you, well, this depends on your atmosphere, and it depends on the pressure and the temperature, but be careful about just grabbing stuff in your inventory. Let's just put it that way. Be careful about just dropping stuff like oxide. If there's enough pressure and enough temperature, it will immediately sublimate and fill whatever room is in. So if we had this room full with oxygen, for instance, or some kind of pressure, any kind of pressure, above, I think it was about 4 or 6. Someone can let me know in the comments what's the actual minimum pressure needed for it to start actually sublimating. Because if I just do this, for instance, and I just do this and do split 1, it's already sublimating. Yep, just by holding it in my atmosphere, in my inventory, it's sublimating into here, which is fine. It's fine, but I'd rather that didn't happen just yet, because we don't need to grow plants just yet. But yeah, so that's just something to worry about, not actually taking it out of your belt until you're ready. Let's get it to do some copper while we're at it. And let's just dump our belt for wherever I dropped the other one. There we go. Oh, no, that's not the belt. That is the belt. Thank you. Let's just swap that over. And then we should be nice and safe again. That's still outgassing. That's fine. It would outgas a lot faster than that in real life. But what did I want to do? I wanted to just adjust this again. Just optimize this a little bit as this gets towards the end. We're then going to want to go and make more of those solar panels, I think, and try and make as a few of them. So here is our ironing iron. In this case, I am going to dump that straight into our auto lathe. And I'm going to go and look, can this thing actually make solar panels, or is it just the electronics printer that can make the solar panels? Looks like the electronics printer only. Okay, and we don't get one, do we? So we've got enough iron, we're going to have enough copper, but we won't have enough gold because I don't have any gold. Let me just trade this in for my backpack. There we go, and that can charge. Let's just go and see if it gives us an electronics printer. That's just organics, isn't it? Yep, snacks. Okay. Duct tape. Duct tape is useful to keep with you by all means if you have an accident, or in the case of this game, if it sort of has an accident with you. Mainly that it will try and do stuff like you'll fall off something, be stepping sideways, and you'll just slam your head into another block, and things will go very, very badly for you. Especially with game updates that tend to just change the gravity on you just between game patches. No, I don't think we actually get an electronics printer, so we're going to want to actually make one. That means I need to go and find gold, which means I need to go and find my mining belt again. Let's just grab you, swap you over. Yep, and just trade you here. I could put flags down. That's one option. I'm not sure how easy it is or how hard it is. I have no scanner at the moment, so I'm just going to have to look for the slightly shiny gold-based objects. Or it'll be the day after for you guys. I did find some coal, however. The coal is going to be handy because that can be dumped straight into this generator and turned on whenever we want. In this case, that will let us charge things even at nighttime, even when we don't have anything else. And there goes my need for my head torch again. We're going to change that fairly soon, but not just yet. I've not got anything in my inventory I need. I am going to need some way of filling the tank in my inventory. So the next thing after I get this electronics printer up, and this will probably be between the episodes, just because I want to keep these quite short and to the point, is we're going to be building just a way to replace, you remember that oxygen tank we get given that's useless for us? Well, it's not useless. We could use it to fill this environment with oxygen if we wanted to. All of the plants need carbon dioxide mainly, so that's not terribly useful. However, we could reuse the canister, if we didn't need the oxygen. However, if we built another canister, if we make basically a hydraulic constructor, whatever it's actually called, I can never remember the name of, hydraulic pipe bender. If we make one of those, we can make another canister. There's our copper. And if we just close the doors, we can just let some volatiles sublimate and have something as simple as an active vent connected to one of those canisters. Or indeed, the canister holder that you have. In here, we already have this kind of canister here for water. There is already some water in there, so that's kind of nice of it for us. But we're going to have something similar to that, but for volatiles. Because in my backpack, I have an air tank, and that air tank is not air. It's volatiles. So we need to be able to refill that from volatiles. So before we start growing food, because we have a little bit of food to get started, we're going to want to have a volatile refill system. So either I use this door system, or we build another chamber somewhere. Doesn't much matter, and we are about to get enough iron to be able to do that. So yeah, it is an idea. And we can just turn this on to charge everything. And the APC should manage so that things don't get overloaded. And that will charge batteries over here as well. And let's just turn the arc furnace off, being very, very careful in the first couple of nights to deal with that. Other than that, is this is my tool backpack. Just reset everything back to dawn again. And of course, we are going to be designing a computer system, yes, a computer system, to deal with this rotation. The first version, we're going to follow previous. We are going to do the simple version, just because people don't always want the fully accurate version. It's a lot more work. It's a lot simpler to deal with. Just overhead rotate. Face that direction at dawn, go all the way over and face that direction at dusk. You get a slight efficiency improvement, like an extra 50 watts if you do it the proper way. But I want to demonstrate it both ways, just so that people following along, maybe they looked at previous episodes that I did and it isn't particularly accurate anymore, because things do tend to change quite a lot in early access games. You can go off until I get some gold. And I did eventually find some gold, so that is actually good. I'll just do it in this episode instead. I just need 50 for the moment. Let me just actually dig a hole here so I can find that later in case I need to go back for more. There will be more underneath there, but because I'm 50 times ore, it doesn't much matter. At least not this early kind of stage for us to go and get lots of gold. So that's good for me. And I did go and construct a chamber. We may not get to it this episode, but there's another chamber on the far side of... You can probably just about see it on the right-hand side there. Basically, a 1x1 room made out of transparent walls, just so that there's, room to get the sun in here. There isn't a door yet, but that's something we'll need to do soon. Let's go down here. And you'll see it just got basically this, so it'll pass through the light into our other chamber, but it is actually a glass wall there. And I think I have completed the glass walls here. There's no reflections. It's quite hard to actually tell whether I've completed that or not. I guess I'll go and get some glass and just double check. It may well not be completed just yet. Let's grab you. Whoops. And let's just drop that for a second. I want to make sure I put in this gold. Let's turn you on and turn you on. Gold's going to get started, and I need to just go and swap this mining belt back over. I'm probably going to get tired of this fairly soon, but it's fine for now. I just need to basically readjust this until I can get some more. Let's just go to 50%, let's say, overhead. Yeah, that'll be fine. And that will get us started. How far through are you? Oh, that's going to take quite some time. Okay, I'd rather maybe split the stack before I do that in future. Let's just see, what else can we actually make here? So we want this not the tool manufacturing, the electronics printer. And that's got everything it needs apart from 2 pieces of gold. Now, if I stop this, do I get the... Oh, can I actually stop this? Will it dump out the back? It will dump out the back. Okay, you can continue. And I will just grab you, because then we can use this to print an electronics printer. And I'll just change the recipe so that it doesn't try and make 2 of them. I don't think I've got the materials for 2, but that should be good. Oh, God, that's 7%. Okay, we want to make sure this doesn't run out of charge. It's fine for the moment. 373 watts, 82%. It's still on the rise, so that's okay. And we could swap that large version for a small one. How's my backpack doing? Oh, no, my backpack. I'm going to want to swap this out with you. And that's going to charge as well. So maybe we just turn this on for a second. And we'll see how this actually goes in practice. I don't want this to run out of actual power though. So because coal's quite cheap, I'm just going to turn this on. Yeah. And just keep, in fact, let's just do the more economical thing. Let's just take this battery and put it in my backpack for now. I'll put it in the charger later. In fact, it wasn't even charging. The charger wasn't even on. That's fine. That's no problem. We'll have it do that. So that should be everything for now. We should have an electronics printer popping out of here in, well, not very long, about a minute. I'm going to put it right down next door, and then maybe we'll have a hydraulic sort of pipe bender just around about here. And then we'll build a sort of canister container, and a first canister with a pipe going into the floor with an active vent. And at the start, if you want to refill this, you can just construct a wall here. You don't even need a door. And then we'll just sublimate some of our volatiles into the room, use the active vent to pull that into a canister. And we want the canister to be nicely available so that we can always have something to breathe. So I hope you, if you're following along, you'll be able to do that yourself. And if you've got any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments down below. We are pretty much done for this episode, I think. Nearly done. And yeah, I think it's been pretty good stuff. First couple of episodes. We want, well, breathables next episode, and maybe even growing some stuff. We'll see on that front. Oh, there's my first electronics printer. How I've missed you. There's probably going to be 56 different build states in here. I need to obviously move this platform so there's more available. Yeah, that should do. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure it doesn't try and insert something into that if something drops out of here, but maybe we'll move it one further up. Either way, it's good for now. All right, hope you've enjoyed the episode. Thanks a lot for watching, and feel free to give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed, or if you're looking forward to a new series for Stationeers. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, and you can click on the bell if you want notifications. Thanks for watching.